Okay, so what I want to do, I want to take these boots from Zbrush over to Maya. And right now, apparently the Go Z button is busted, and so is the All button. Okay, and I've got another trick when I export out as an MA file, that doesn't work either. So, we're going to do it kind of the old-fashioned way. I got to take this down to the lowest subdivision level. Geometry, go down to the lowest subdivision level, great. I'm just going to check my UVs. I'm going to go to UV map and I'm going to hit Morph UV. Okay, I laid out my UVs. And put a polyframe. Great. And while I'm in the lowest subdivision level, I'm going to go to Displacement Map and I can hit Create Dis Map. And there it is, made a displacement map for me. Now, it's also made a texture map too, but I didn't do any textures. This is just about displacement. I'm going to hit Clone Displacement. That moves it over here to the alpha palette. Now, something else I got to be paying attention to is there's this intensity displacement intensity number, 0.14292. Okay. Also, that can be found when you have the alpha. If you're in the alpha palette, you can find that down under, is it Modify? And I think it's Transfer. There it is. Same thing. Alpha Depth Factor. Okay. 0.14292. Great. So, now I can just take that alpha. One other thing, I'm going to flip it vertically first before I take it over to Maya. You got to flip it in V. That was that little button right there. Now I can export it out. Okay, PSDs suck. So we're going to go to TIFF. And this one into character boots, scenes, and I'll put it here into source images. Great. And I'm going to take it as a TIFF. Okay, I'm not always crazy about TIFFs. Sometimes TIFFs act funny. Now we're going to go over to Maya. And here, let's just get rid of these. And I think I was doing some quick tests and UV layouts. Okay, great. File. Import. And when I import, I'm going to import as an OBJ and check it. Down at the very bottom, there's an option here. Multiple objects, switch it to single object. Otherwise, your model will break up. So I'm going to grab boots. Boots 2. Import. Wonderful. There they are. I'm just going to check something while I'm on it here. I don't believe they do this, but we'll see. Boop. Yeah, it comes in default material. Nothing's hooked up. Nothing came in. Okay, great. I'm just going to throw on a fresh material, and let's throw on an AI standard. And let's go in and with the AI standard, let's just see what it looks like right away. Here, I'm just going to close this for a minute. And actually, I'm gonna, well, here, I'll throw in lights. I was going to try and do redshift, and I got to flip over to, who am I, what am I doing? Lights, area light. And I'm just going to make my area light a bit bigger, and here, let's go panels, look through selected. Okay, and that should be good right there. And let's go flipping back to perspective. And if I go to Arnold, render, and I shouldn't be able to see anything, I don't think. And then I got to go into the attribute editor. Try not to cough. Exposure, intensity, wonderful. What if I grab this and I hit 3? Come on. 3. Smooth it out. Okay, actually what I might do is, actually let's just hit 1 for now. Just so we kind of see what's going on. Even before I go into putting in the displacement map here, I'm just going to go into the shape node in Arnold. If I go down, here, I'm going to close down some of these things. I'm looking for the subdivision and displacement area. Subdivision right now says none. I'm going to put it to Cat Clark, and that smooths it out. Notice it's still rough. And also, I can take iterations. Let's put it up to, say, 3. That should be more than enough. Well, you never know. Actually, I think mine's up to maybe 5. As many times as I smoothed it over in Maya, or over in Zbrush. So, we got that. Now, I'm just going to go to the material, and I just switched so I could get to the shader group. And in the displacement material, I'm going to plug in a file texture. And nice, that's very nice. It looks like moon boots, those stupid boots I had to wear in grade 6. I'm going to go here and I'm going to go looking for that TIFF. There it is. And we'll pop it on. And, like magic, okay, it seems like everything froze. Please don't crash. Okay, I should have paused, or I should have stopped the render for a moment. We're in the midst of a crash here. I'm just going to pause the recording. Okay, so I just did it again. And I went and I plugged this in before I started rendering. And this is what I got. So some things to watch out for. Sometimes this sRGB thing can be a problemo. Okay, it can give you puffy shoes, puffy whatever, puffy ZBrush things there. It's kind of come back a bit there. Actually, this is really bad because this has worked out almost perfect. Okay, and quadratic. Sometimes I'll take it off, this quadratic filter off. Okay, because sometimes you'll notice that it looks really good up close, and then when you zoom away, it looks bad. Okay, and my little dog has come to visit me. Okay, so what else do I got to look at here? If I go and take another quick look here, if I go back here to the file, I just hit this little button to go backwards, and here I'm in the displacement shader node. Here, I might pause this while I'm trying to talk because it goes too slow. Okay, in Arnold there's a thing called the auto bump that it puts on. Sometimes I find this annoying, so when I go back and I render, yeah, see, it looks kind of doughy, a bit more doughy. You can control your displacement by going to the shape node. Okay, and my machine gets really stinking slow while I'm trying to render and switch things around at the same time. So I'm going to go over here to the shape node, Cat Clark Auto, and here it looks like 3 iterations is not enough. Let's go up to 5. When I hit 5, and I render again, okay, we get that detail back, and that auto bump is off. So now we're kind of seeing a bit more what this is supposed to look like. Also, if I go back to the, I'm gonna stop this again because you get the idea. I'm gonna go back here to the shader group. Okay, and there's the displacement shader, and there's the file. In the color balance, that number we were looking at before, right now we're at 1.00 whatever. In the alpha gain, if I put that in here, 0.14292, okay, and there it gives me 1.43. Let's just render that and see what it looks like. So that's taking the detail down a bit subtler, and we've kind of lost some detail on it. Okay, whatever I plug in here, I've got to make this negative half of that. So if I go and I say like negative point, what's this going to be? Negative 0.5715. Okay, actually I forgot to put a 0 in there. It's good to smoke a little bit of crack while you're doing this. There, put a 0 in. That looks interesting. Come on! Here, I'm going to stop this. Make sure that's the good numbers. Okay, great. Do another render. And it looks like the detail isn't quite there. Okay, I'm going to guess based off what it looked almost perfect before. So if I put in 1.492, actually it was like 292. So I moved the decimal point over. And then we'll try this again. We'll take away that decimal point here. Just take away that 0. Here, let's pause. Urgh, everything just slows right down. Come on, come on. Stop, stop. There. And that'll be 0.715. Good enough. It's close enough. Let's see what that looks like now when I render. And my God, that number is magical. Okay, and that gives me pretty much what we had over in ZBrush here. If I go up to my top subdivision level, That's pretty damned close, if not right on. And where am I? Down here. Bloop, there. And so there you go. There's my render. And I think anything else I can say about this? Sometimes I just guess that this will be off by a decimal point, so I kind of move it around. And sometimes it'll be off by 2 decimal points, depending upon the size of your model. Yeah, you can see this isn't perfect. There's a little funny thing there. But I'm going to say it's good enough for now. So that's the simple way to move it over and do some guessing as to... just remember that whatever number you plug in here, this has to be -half. And that's basically finding the middle gray value for your map. Because middle gray in Zbrush is 0, and -1 is basically black, and 1 is white. So that's it. Stop.